Hello, artists. How are you today? Stephanie Aune coming to you from the banks of the Trinity River here in Six Rivers National Forest near Willow Creek, California. Oz and I welcome you to the studio. We are so glad you are here with us today. We are glad. All right, so you saw this being built last week. And this week we are going to start to assemble all of it. Not gonna lie, this thing was hard. I had a hard time, but you know, I had a little encouragement from Kat once again, and she said, push past the ugly, push past it, you can do it. And that's when, oh, she was working on something with copper tape too, and I'm like, oh, copper tape, patina. Oh, and that's where these gorgeous little stripes came in, which was the beginning of my building of all of these great elements. So I was super excited about that. And kudos to Kat for using copper tape and saying, oh, I'm doing this with copper tape. I'm like, oh, I could use that. I love how this spins. It's super easy. I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of tough to figure out how to mount it, but the mounting did work great. I don't know if you can see that very well. Pretty cool. I love how the Jack of Spades relates to the King, how the Jack of Hearts relates to the Queen. I just think it's really a fun page. And, you know, Patreons were provided with these cards. This was a picture that I took of a card set. So it is my own image. The artwork was done by another artist. I have definitely changed it from its original intent. I have also changed them substantially with the painting and things like that. So I love this page. I hated this page, but now I love it. It was tough. It was tough. Okay, guys, since this is Wednesday, let's see. Oh, is today the day the drawing is announced? I'm not really sure whether it's the 30th or the 31st. That's Wednesday, because today is Thursday. I got to get all these videos edited. These are the prize necklaces that are going to go into the drawing. These are valued at $150, $175 each. The one I'm wearing and this one. One for each of the packages. So that's how much I love you guys. Thanks to all of my Patreons. We do have an upgraded tier on Patreon now. It is $25 a month, but you do get a one-on-one conversation with me for 30 minutes every month. And I will be happy to be a bit of a mentor for you for when you're trying to brainstorm through your piece. So just like Kat helped me push through my ugly, I am going to be more than happy to help you with your piece. And, you know, I do have, you know, some pretty good experience with pushing past the ugly. And they're like, that's ugly. What can I do with this? I'm stuck. So maybe I can help you out with that. Also, we do have the $10 tier on Patreon. You're going to get 2 videos a week starting in August. One on creating your first altered book and one on masterclass. I am giving you an additional video every week because I love and appreciate you guys, and I think you deserve it. Okay, that's enough blah, blah, blah. Let's get down to the video.
Hello, artists. Well, I just thought I would do this real quickly since I didn't, well, it took a while to get through all of this. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't really know what type of medium to use on top of the crackle paste. It was really a beautiful finish, but I knew that the color wasn't quite right. The platinum was too platinum and the gold was too gold. So I brought in my Distress crayons, which generally works really nicely with the texture paste, crackle paste. So first I just started off with some purples. I think it was Concord, Grape, and Seedless Preserves were the 2 that I used to start with. Now generally I would start with light colors and go to dark, but with this I just kind of jumped in with the darker colors. I knew that the adjustment had to be fairly substantial for these to have any type of relation to each other. Now, even though the king's side was the golden side, was supposed to be the white side, and the queen's side was the dark side, just because I was playing with opposites there in the beginning, and that did kind of get me a little bit stuck on this little story that I was telling between them. Who knows what the story actually was, but I just kind of did a juxtaposition with the Queen of Hearts being on the dark and the King of Spades being on the white background or the light background. So I did just kind of work with opposites through this page setup. Here I'm just checking to see if those two pages relate to each other enough. You don't want them to be the same, but I didn't want them to feel completely different either, which is what they did in the beginning. So here I'm bringing in, I think that color's Squeezed Lemon or something like that. Not really sure. These are all Ranger colors. Obviously, if they're distress crayons. Now, what could you use besides distress crayons? You could try gelatos. You could try any other water-soluble art crayon that you would have. You could try watercolor brushes, like my Arteza watercolor brushes. Here I'm coming in, I think that's the Peacock Blue or the Broken China maybe. Not really sure which one that is. Just trying to add some variety. And notice that I'm not putting it on solid anywhere. I'm putting a little here, a little there. Just trying to get some variation of color. Now, here I pick up that orange and I tested out a little bit of it and I did not like it. It made everything too muddy, so I just took it off. Here I'm just wiping down the excess crayon. It got pretty thick there. Oh, but there I dipped it in water. And if I would have stopped there, that looks really pretty cool. But, it just, it's adding and taking off. Here I'm taking my Tester's enamel paint pen. It's just a black paint pen. And I'm going along the inside of that frame. I didn't want any white showing on the inside. So here I'm just bringing in a paintbrush with some water and I'm adjusting the distress crayons once again. Always adjusting, adding, taking away, until you're happy with it. You just can't stop. You have to keep going through it and making it as good as you can.
Since this is distress markers, I'm wanting to see what happens when I put my Mod Podge over the top of them. Now, I've got a couple of fears, is that it gets, clogs up things instead of keeps this really kind of cool look to it. But I think, yeah, this is going to work out just fine. So I'm putting down a very light layer, not a thick layer, guys, a light layer of Mod Podge. And what that does is it'll set the markers for one, but it will also kind of blend these colors a bit more, and it will give it a glossy look that I like, and it will also kind of antique everything in a cool way. So I do this with distress oxides all the time. Distress inks work similar, and now obviously distress crayons work the same way. So let's see, we used those on the other page, I think, but this is gorgeous. Loving this look and this effect. And it goes with the rest of the book to a T. I mean, that fits in with every single page that we have. And it doesn't look the same. It looks different, but similar. So it's creating a continuity that you didn't even know you were creating, right? So, you know, when you find your own color palette, and we haven't really talked about finding a color palette too much, but when you find what colors you like to use the best, and everybody has an individual color palette, so it's ridiculous for you to sit there and copy somebody else's color palette. Use the colors that you love, and that is part of what will make you individual as an artist. I really like rich, earthy tones. I like jeweled tones. I like my blues, like my hair. You know, those are my color, that's my color palette. Some people have much different color palettes, and that's a good thing. We want variety in our art. We want variety in our world. I do not want you to have the exact same colors as I do. Well, that would just be silly. And who in the heck wants to look at, you know, 500 pieces of art that are the exact same as mine? I have no desire for that. That's cool beans. Perfect. Okay guys, after much debate, I think I have decided to just glue these two together, and I want to use the swivels. I just want to use the swivels. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to glue these puppies together, and then we're going to figure out how to attach those swivels on. It's a hard decision. I don't know if it's the right thing to do. So it's, you know, I'll make it work. I don't know if it's the right thing to do. Oh. Because I would have just, you know, worked on it together if this was the way I was going to do it. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can get this to feel a little bit better for me here. While we're waiting for that to dry. I'm not gonna lie. This page is driving me crazy. Crazy. Jesus. Ugh. Back to the table. We're gonna push past the ugly stage. We're gonna push past it just feeling like it's globbed on top, and we're gonna make it work. Okay, guys, let's get there. Okay, so I have a lot of goodies on my table, including some copper foil duct tape that is cut into some very thin strips. So let's see if we can't do some sort of design with this. Oh, that's kind of scary, isn't it? It's just gonna all come off at once. Now, I like it with that, but am I gonna like it with this? I think that's okay. So let's make some strips so that I don't lose all of this tape. All right, well, that embossed down really nicely, which we would expect that, right? We know that we can do that with this tape. Now, this stuff really curls up. So, make sure it's where you want it before you press it down. That's pretty cool. Okay, so I'm gonna glue these guys down here on the bottom and these guys up here on the top. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm gonna be putting the center of those swirlies right in the middle of those. So I need to have something stable to make those work. Yeah. That was eloquent. Okay, we'll be back. Okay, I'm gonna try to use these little guys in the corners. These are little metal components. Put a link to them down in the Amazon links. They're pretty cool to use. You can get a lot of really great designs out of them. I think they're just tin, but I'm not positive what they're made out of. Now, so we're gonna do these 4 on each corner, glued down with the Fabri-Tac. And I need to find more clamps. But that is the plan. Okay, so I've just been moving right along. I put those little elements down like we talked about. And then I put down these little rose elements because I thought they would be kind of cool in there. These guys are drying nicely, making sure that they get really dry before I take that off. I need that to stay compressed. For the Joker, we are going to put on these. And we have these cool J's. Look at those cool J's. That's pretty awesome. So those will be the next things that I put down here. Putting it up in the upper corner as much as possible. And then I will, well, we'll just glue it on right now while you're here. Nothing pretty technical, just kind of like slapping some glue on there, you know, just slop down some glue, you know, just slop, 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 slop. And it gets everywhere. It gets all over your hands. It gets in the way. It just drives you batty. And then you get it all over your page, and then you gotta wipe it off, and it drives you batty. Where's my J? We're gonna put a little bit of glue on our J because it's a sticker, and stickers don't stick for snot for much longer than 2 seconds. So we're gonna put some glue on our sticker, and we get glue all over our fingers, and it drives us batty. And then we gotta go back in and clean out the glue because it's a pain in the behind. Bloop. Bloop. There we go. We're gonna put the J down. Right, like that. Hopefully that's a J. C, E, F, G, H, I, J. Yeah, that's a J. Yeah. Tweak it back up there just a touch. I love that J. This lettering is super cool. I have no idea where I got it from. I think it was like Joann's. Oops. I just knocked the camera. Sorry, guys. I'm going to go through, do it on the other side, and then I'll put some clamps on it. Because we need some clamps to keep it down, to make it pretty. I do wish I knew where my larger clamps were. I had a ton of them, no clue. But I'm digging what's happening. So I will go back through and do some sort of paint on these things and further techniquing them out. Isn't that an official word? We're going to technique them out. Oh, this thing's driving me batty. Okay, we're going to continue along. Bye-bye. Okay. So this here marking is the setting for my rivets. Which I don't know if I'm going to put a rivet through this, honestly. Since this is a leather punch, this does go through just about everything. Hopefully it goes through all of these layers that we have here. Which it almost did. Went through one. It wasn't exactly perfect on each side. Don't ruin your book. There we go.
Okay guys, well I think I finally finished it up. This works perfectly. Well, hi Oz, yes, we're gonna go down to the river right now. We just finished this up and works well. I think it looks gorgeous. I probably, well, let's see. Let's try one last thing here. Let's see. Do we need more Stabilo? Not that little teeny tiny brush. That thing's horrible. But we probably do need just a bit more Stabilo in here. Not that much water. Just doing some little finishing pieces in here. Hi buddy, I know it's your time, isn't it? Not gonna do too much in there. We are gonna go around here. Oh, that I love. Wow. Now that's a page. It is incredible how much that changed from where it was a while back. Okay, I think that's done. I think that's pretty dang cool. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Oh My God, What the Heck Is She Doing Now? It's a simple frame page. Remember, you can put anything you want to in the inside of this frame. You are not limited whatsoever. The only thing that limits you with this project is your imagination, right? And look what we can make. Look what we can do. We're awesome. We're amazing. We're fabulous. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a great day, and we will chat soon.